The best way to describe globalization is as an interdependence between nations to facilitate free trade. Its main focus is on the expansion of the commercial and economic markets and also the development of new technologies that will help strengthen the relationships between countries. It is very crucial to our social society to participate in this economical and cultural phenomenon. It is impossible for a government to isolate themselves since this will become a weakness and will limit the possibilities of economical growth. Now, what are some of the benefits of globalization? One of the main benefits of globalization is the expandment of the commercial markets. Only in the supermarket we visit each weekend, we can observe a lot of different brands, national and international. Each brand will strive to be the most competitive one with the best price and the best quality, so that the customer will choose it from all the different options. Another benefit is the strengthening of the economics between countries and the sharing of resources. For example, United States and Mexico. Mexico is a very well-known source of natural petrol, but unfortunately, our country doesn't have the resources to transform it into gasoline. United States and Mexico have a relationship where Mexico provides the petrol and United States transform it and distribute it between its country and our country. Another benefit is a better understanding of the social and political happenings around the globe. Each action a government takes will inevitably affect the other countries. For example, the commercial treaty between United States, Canada, and Mexico. When United States tried to leave this treaty, it affected in a negative way our economy, and it devaluated the Mexican peso. This is a negative side effect, but it can also provide with positive side effects when Mexico can gain a better finance with the interchanges of resources and products. Now, on the contrary, there are also negative effects of globalization. For starters, there is the marginalization of underdeveloped countries. Countries like Africa, like Latin America, even Mexico count as underdeveloped countries. These are marginalized and stay in the more vulnerable side of the economic balance because they don't have enough technology or enough resources to maintain a competitive economical market. They can't produce the same way that a first world country does. Another negative effect is the cultural appropriation. With social media and the sharing of information of the traditions of other countries, people feel attracted and in a way entitled to participate in those traditions. For them, this can seem inoffensive, but the other people, this seems very offensive, and in a way, it assimilates their culture as a fun little thing to do as Halloween. That's where the problem lies. There is no respect when appropriation is being done. Another negative effect is that the internet bullying for a way. For example, last month there was this case of a Pakistani woman that was just about to release a book. Unfortunately, she made a mistake on Twitter. Everyone realized her mistake and accused her of racism because she was claiming that a black person was doing their job inappropriately. Because of this, she had to face backlash, she and her family, and she had to leave United States because she didn't feel safe anymore because everyone was sending her threats to her. This is a negative effect also of social media because everyone feels safe to do these kind of actions and there will be no repercussions. Now that we have a better understanding of what globalization is, We need to define what characterizes a global person. A global person is characterized by certain concerns and values. Between its concerns, we can say that there is the necessity to remain open to other cultures and points of view. Also, there's the necessity to educate themselves on a variety of topics. For example, learning a new language to remain competitive in the professional market. Between its values, I would say that the main values that characterizes a global person is empathy and tolerance. Empathy to other people's context and social background, and tolerance to the differences between religion, beliefs, and personality traits that define a certain culture. Now, what defines a non global person? A non global person can define in the most basics of ways as a person that is unrespectful and ignorant because of its willingness to not participate in the development of new technologies, to not educate themselves of what's happening around the globe and the new politics that define each country. To conclude, globalization is a social and economical phenomenon that we can no longer choose to not participate in. While using social media, while watching a video on YouTube, hearing some podcasts, reading some news feed, we are already participating in this phenomenon by keeping updated with the information, by knowing what is happening in other people's governments, by knowing what is happening in the social movements. We are already participating in globalization while receiving some information or sharing our own perspective of the world is globalization. We only need to be more involved in ways like learning a new language, participating in international exchanges. This will benefit us in the long run and will make us more competitive. So please participate in globalization and let's all gain a better understanding of this phenomenon to decrease the negative effects and increase the positive ones.